guys, this is Stacey here from TycoonFactory.com, and this is the video on paid traffic to affiliate offers. Now, there are three ways you would use paid traffic to affiliate offers. So first of all, you would either send traffic to an opt-in form, and we talked about landing pages previously, and you would collect email addresses and then promote your affiliate link to the people via an email sequence. So that's option one. And I briefly spoke about how to do that last time. So here I am in my ClickFunnels account. I showed you one of the landing pages I'd created. You literally just copy this link and that would go into your Facebook ad. So that's option one. And that's a great way to do it because you have that customer's details to promote to them in the future. It becomes a lifelong asset. So that's a great way to go about it. However, it's not always viable to go down that route, particularly if you're working on sort of like a launch date. So for example, I'm working on a promotion at the moment that has a launch going on. And that means I'm stuck to a set schedule. So I don't have time to collect all the email addresses and then promote to those people by email. So what I'm having to do is run ads directly to the offer. Now, I would never suggest doing this unless the offer has something free or some free training or a free trial or a $1 trial. If it's got a trial, then you can run directly to the offer. It's not going to be quite as successful as if you ran it to a landing page first, but in the interest of saving time, then it could be an option. The third option is if you run traffic to a pre-sale page, and again you use the landing page for the same thing. In the landing page training you'll see where I've spoke about that. So it might be that you set up a ClickFunnels page with pre-sale information about the product on, so things like how it's helped somebody's story. It's a really great way to almost pre-sell people so that by the time they get to the offer page they are ready to buy. So that's your three options. Send them to a landing page where you collect their email address and promote to them by email. Send them to a pre-sale page for the product where you pre-sell the item that you're promoting, and on the thank you page they are given the offer. Or send direct to the offer sales page. But I would only suggest doing that if they have some kind of free trial or free offer or $1 trial. So we went into ClickBank and I showed you in one of the videos how to choose a ClickBank product that's suited for your audience. And what I've done here is I did the search with nothing in the box, and that brought up the most popular products, and I scrolled down to the bottom and clicked $1 trial. And the reason I did that was because I'm going to show you how to set up an ad with the with your affiliate link, and obviously I'm going to be running this direct to the offer, so I needed it to have some kind of free trial. So if we click promote on there and we get our affiliate link, which we've got there, just copy that. You can go to somewhere like bit.ly, which is this site here. It's just bit.ly, and you can copy your link in there and get a shortened link. So that's much easier for when you're doing ads. Now, bear in mind, Facebook are funny about certain offers. For example, I've chosen a diabetes offer here. You have to be very careful what you say in your ads in relation to medical, weight loss, or make money. Those are the three niches where they're a little bit funny, and they won't always approve ads that are in those niches. So you've got to be really careful what you say in your ads. So don't claim that somebody can make a fortune. Don't claim that somebody can lose weight easily. You just got to be really honest and ethical in your ads, and then they're more likely to get approved. So I'm in Facebook here, and all I did was click the little ad campaign button at the top, and the objective is traffic. So we're sending traffic to an offer. So obviously if you were sending traffic to your lead page or your landing page, you would use the link from your ClickFunnels account. If you were sending it to a pre-sale page, again, the link from your ClickFunnels account. But on this particular offer, we're going to be sending directly to the sales page of the offer because it has a free promotion. So we click continue, and it'll ask where we want to drive traffic to. Now, what I would say with this is this is a website. It's going to ask us what country we want to drive traffic to as well. And what I would say is check where the sales page is based. So for example, I know that this offer that I am promoting is in dollars, and so I wouldn't want to promote that to anybody in the UK because they might go to it and think, hang on, this offer's in dollars, it's not for me, and not buy, and then I've wasted the cost of a click. So what we're going to do is to put in United States, which is already in by standard. And then we scroll down, and the targeting, this is the most important part of setting up a Facebook ad. If you get the targeting right, that is pretty much everything. There is an option at the top here to put in a custom audience. Now, I'm not going to go through custom and lookalike audiences today because chances are you don't have a list yet. But what you can do in the future is you can upload your email list, and Facebook uses artificial intelligence to match customers in that list. And I cover this in some of my advanced Facebook ads training. But for now, if you don't have an email list, that's obviously not an option for you. But in the future, that is by far the best option for matching the right people and targeting the right people. So just bear that in mind. However, we've got to today the manual way because we're just assuming that you don't have an email list already. So for example, it's first of all asking for the age. Now what I did, because this was a diabetes offer, I went to Diabetes UK website and I found some statistics. And what I found, if I scroll back up, was that diabetes starts to affect people mostly from 50 years old. So that is what I want to start my ads at. I want to start them from 50 years old. So can you see how we're targeting the offer? Now, depending on what your offer is, depends on the kind of research you would do. But for example, if you were doing I don't know, a money making offer, look at the people who are buying these kind of products. You can find that information with Facebook ads audience insights. I've done a video on that previously. Check out the YouTube channel for that. That'll give you the information that you need for this targeting. So we've got all genders because diabetes affects everybody, but we've got it starting from an age of 50. Languages, you again want to look at the sales page and go with the language that the sales page is written in. So English, US. Detailed targeting. Now this is by far the most important part. So what we're looking at is this audience definition up here. At the moment we're right at the top of the green area, but we haven't targeted any interests. All we've done is targeted at the moment all men and all women who are between the ages of 50 and 65 and live in the United States and speak English. So that's no good. We need to narrow that down and target the right people. Now this product is a diabetes type QS, so we might target people who are interested in diabetes research because those are the people that are going to be looking for cures and are interested. So we've targeted 4,800 people here. Now, as you can see, that took our audience definition down into the specific, and we need it to be up here in the green. So we need to add more interests. So let's look at diabetes cure. Now let's make that just a little bit more specific because this is type 2 diabetes this product's aimed at. So let's go diabetes type 2 cure. That isn't an option. So let's put diabetes type 2 awareness. Let's put type 2 diabetes cure. No. Okay, so from that, we're already in the green section. We're right at the top of it, so that's fine. What you want to do is to exclude some people. So we want to exclude people who are interested in diabetes type 1 cures because this is not that. Type 1, let's put cure. Type 1 doesn't have cure, so let's put cure type 1 diabetes. So we've put that in. That's going to start and narrow our audience again. You can play around with this. So take some time to do the research. Use Facebook's audience insights. That's what it's there for. Research your products, like for example, how I went to the Diabetes UK website, and make sure that you're targeting the right people and spend some time doing this. Ideally, you want to keep excluding people until you've got your arrow up to here. So you want to be in the middle of this green section ideally, because we don't want the audience to be too broad. So as we scroll down, you've got edit placements, and I would always do that because we're trying to make our ad not look like an ad. So we're taking off the audience network. I don't find it a viable option for me in my experience. I always take off Instagram as well, but that's entirely up to you. And then under Facebook, you've got feeds and right column. I turn the right column off because that's where all the ads appear and people are less likely to click on them. We want to be in the news feeds. So as you scroll down, you've also got an option here for specific mobile devices. Now I'll put only when connected to Wi-Fi, and the reason for that is because if somebody's on the go, they're not going to be in the right frame of mind to be reading sales pages and buying products. So ideally you want them when they sat at home or when they're at their office, somewhere where they're sitting and can take the time to read the sales page fully. You then set your budget. This is a very personal thing. It's a daily budget which will run continually, or you can select a lifetime budget and select an end date. What I would say is make sure that you let your ad run for a good few days before you decide whether or not it's viable or whether or not you need to optimize it. And optimizing is just a case of going in and changing images, changing headlines. You change one thing at a time and see if that makes a difference to your conversions. So we scroll down, always leave your bid amount on automatic. Facebook know what they're doing, and then click continue. And it's now going to ask us to start our ad format. So you can upload your own image if you like. What I would say is it's best to do this if you can use something like Canva.com, and it will allow you to add text to an image, but Facebook don't allow you to have text more than 20% covering the picture. So try and keep text to a minimum, but you know it's worthwhile having. So you can do that and upload your own images with this. The other option is you can use free stock images. So this is great because Shutterstock, who supply these, normally charge a fortune for these pictures, and you can use them for free in your ads. So ideally what you want to be doing is finding a picture that's really interesting, something that you would click on. If not, if you find something that's almost like a little bit confusing and makes people think, what is that? I need to click that. The other option is to choose a photograph that has on your target audience. So for example, we selected people who had who were male or female between the ages of 50 and 65 plus. So we want a photograph that has somebody of that kind of age group on. So for now, just to save time, I'm just going to use this photo here because this has got an older gentleman on. But you want to be, people are going to resonate with it better if it is the target audience. So we'll go with that. And then we come down and start our ad. So you need to select your page. So you need a page setting up that's suitable. Your website URL is either going to be your landing page or your offer page if it does have a free trial or some free training or something. So we can put our offers directly in there. Your headline really needs to grab attention. So you need to think of something that is going to grab the attention of people. So free trial of a new diabetes you can't put cure because Facebook don't like you to say that you can cure something. They don't like the weight loss market, they don't like the make money online market, and they don't like the medical market. So you've got to be careful what you say in those particular niches. So let's put diabetes breakthrough free trial. Now to me, if I had diabetes and I was interested in looking for cures, I would click that. And then in your ad text, what you want to put is that it's a free trial for a new diabetes breakthrough, and be really specific in here. If you're charging a price for a free trial or product, make sure that you put the price in so that your clicks are pre-qualified before they get to the sales page, because they're then more likely to buy. So make this really interesting. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but make it really interesting and add your details in there, such as price and things like that. You then got your call to action, learn more, book now. And you can test out here what the different ads look like. So as you can see, that's what it'll look like in a mobile. And then when you've finished all this and you've filled all this in, you can then just click place order at the bottom of the screen and you're done. Now there's obviously a lot more you could go into, such as pixels and tracking and things, and that's more advanced stuff, but that should be enough to get you started. So I hope it's been helpful, guys. Any questions, just ask. I'm here to help, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye.